Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I bring you a highly requested product review. This is actually a brand that I've been getting asked about a lot, and I'm assuming it's because just like me, you guys are seeing a lot of advertisement for this brand on Instagram. Now the brand that I'm talking about is Makiage. So I do have their foundation, I have their concealer, and I also purchased their primer in order to put these products to the test today. The way that they advertise on Instagram is by guaranteeing you a shade match within their 50 shade range. And if you don't get that shade match, you can send it back and then they can send you the right one. You have 14 days to try out their products before you get charged for anything. And then of course you only get charged for what you keep. Sounds like a great deal all around. So I definitely had to try it. As far as the foundation, this retails for $44 US, and like I said, you can find it in 50 shades. It's supposed to be a lightweight, long-lasting, mattifying foundation that's full coverage. It's also going to help minimize the appearance of pores. It is cruelty-free, vegan, all that good stuff. You get matched after you take this little quiz of theirs in which you get asked a lot of questions about your complexion. And then you do have like picture references. They'll ask you like, out of these three, which one do you think you fit in? Or like, out of these three, which one does your skin resemble? Kind of like that. Based on those answers, they'll recommend a shade, and then they'll also recommend a shade in their concealer. Now I have 060 of the foundation, like I said. For concealer, they matched me with 08. Now this comes in 30 different shades, and based on what I'm reading, it doesn't seem to be full coverage at all. Now this, I believe, retails for $28 US. Yeah, it's $28 US. Now you can build up the coverage with this concealer, but like I said, I don't believe that it's meant to be a full coverage concealer. This too claims to be long lasting. It is oil-free, paraben-free, phthalate-free, and it's enriched with hydrating and moisturizing ingredients. This is also vegan and cruelty-free, and yeah, you get 0.23 ounces worth of product with the concealer. With the foundation, you get your solid fluid ounce. The concealer has a shelf life of 12 months, as does the foundation. Now, as far as the No Filter Poreless Base Smoothing Primer, this I believe retails for $48 US. Nope, $49 US. That was close. Meant to smooth out the texture, minimize the appearance of pores, fills, fine lines, and wrinkles. It's going to control shine without ever drying out the skin. It has a velvety finish, and this is also cruelty-free, and it has a shelf life of 18 months. So let's get started, shall we? Let's see whether or not we found our perfect shade here. I'm gonna apply a little bit of this Poreless Base Smoothing Primer. I love the packaging, but I hate it at the same time because it like leaves, it never looks clean after you touch it even once, you know? Oh my gosh, no va a salir or what? There it goes. So it's clear, feels pretty soft, pretty smooth. I'm gonna apply it here. Well, actually, I'm just gonna apply it all over the face. Feels really, really soft. Makes your skin feel pretty smooth. Right, and one thing to note, this does not have a scent, which I know a lot of people are like really against having like super fragrance products, especially when they belong on your face, just because you can smell them all day. And I totally understand that, because if I have something, like if I run into a scent that is like too perfumey or like just too strong, sometimes I even get a headache like after wearing something like that, especially when it's so close to the nose and you smell it all day. It's like the worst experience. Now, the way that I'm going to test this concealer is with and without a color corrector underneath it. Now, I know that this isn't a full coverage concealer, so I'm not going to be expecting that, but I do want to see how much coverage we are able to achieve with this concealer. And I'm going to be using my brand new Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This one's in the shade Medium to Deep. So I'm just going to be applying a little bit of this underneath this right side here. All right, so now that the color corrector is down, let's move on to the foundation and see if we have a perfect match, shall we? I don't even know how much I'm going to use. Maybe just one pump. Is it coming? Oh, there it is. It's coming. Slowly but surely. All right, so I think that's about 1 pump. We'll say it is. So I'm gonna take my flat kabuki brush from Sigma. This is the F80. I'm gonna grab some of that. I mean, looks like it's a good match. Let's see here. All right, so I'm gonna start off with the right side. Okay, this is full coverage. Let's keep going. All right, let's grab a little bit more. Take care of the forehead. I'm only gonna do half of my face so that way I can zoom you guys in and you can see the difference. This is really nice. Now it blended out really nicely. It's full coverage. As far as the shade, I think they got it. Like, I really do think that this is a perfect shade for me right now. So I'm pleased with the results of the questionnaire that they have on their website. This foundation looks really good right now. So let me zoom you guys in so that you can get a better look at the before and the after. All right, so this is my skin before any foundation. And this is my skin after. See what I'm talking about? It looks really good. All right, so let's keep going with this foundation. And I still have a ton left on the back of my hand. So definitely don't need a lot, that is for sure. All right, so now let's move on to the concealer. Like I said, I have shade number 8, and this is the shade that was recommended based on my foundation shade, which seems to suit my complexion perfectly. But I don't know if they do the shade matching for the concealer based on the foundation in order to match the foundation as closely as possible, or if they suggest a concealer shade in order to like brighten and highlight the under eye area. I hope it's the former and not the latter, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, it might be a little too light. You guys know how I feel about lighter shades underneath my eyes, like highlighting shades underneath the eyes. If you're new here, I don't like them at all. I feel like they just draw focus to the under eye area. They make the under eye area appear gray when you have dark circles and you put a lighter shade that's not closer to your complexion underneath the eyes. If you do want to highlight, make sure that you neutralize the under eye area completely before you use a lighter shade to highlight. Otherwise, yeah, you end up with a gray under eye area, and no one likes that, okay? No one with dark circles wants a gray under eye area. Anyway, let's go ahead and apply some of this concealer. I'm not gonna do too much. I'm gonna start off light and then build up the coverage if we need to. All right, so I'm gonna take my little deluxe crease brush here from Real Techniques and just blend out the under eye area. All right, so this blends out really nicely, and I think that, yeah, it's matching my foundation shade. So good news there. I like it. A lot of coverage, but of course, the corrector is helping the right side there. Let's move on to the left side. All right, so both sides blended out really nicely. Of course, getting more coverage over here because of the corrector. I'm gonna add a little bit more underneath the eyes to build this up a little. Here, just along the inner corner where it's the darkest. And I'm gonna add a little bit more to the left side. Now, as far as the finish for the concealer, I have no idea. I don't think I read that on the website anywhere. So I'm just gonna have to wait and see if it needs to be set after a couple of minutes of wearing it. All right, so there it is, concealer done. Not providing full coverage, but it looks nice. It looks really nice underneath the eyes. Let me zoom you guys in so that you can get a better look underneath the eye area. All right, so you see that? Looks nice, hydrated, not concealing fully, but that's okay. We'll see how it wears. All right, so now that you've seen the under eye area and you've seen my skin up close, let me jump off camera really quick in order to finish the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. All right, so I'm back, makeup is done, ready to continue on with my day. So far, so good. I did set the under eye area very little, just very, very little, very lightly with my Pat McGrath Labs Blurring Under Eye Powder. That's what I have underneath the eyes. That, and of course the concealer. Remember, this one is the one that we color corrected beforehand, so that is why I feel like I'm getting better coverage over here than I am over here. Up close, everything looks so nice. It looks nice, it looks light, it doesn't look heavy. I like it. So far, the concealer I like, even though it's not full coverage, it still looks beautiful up close. As far as the foundation, feels really light, didn't have to set any of it. Right now, of course, pretty matte, super comfortable, it doesn't feel drying, and I was able to blend my powders on top of it without any issues. So let's see how it wears. It is currently 10:36 in the morning. Of course, I do plan on coming back halfway through the day, and I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like up close in natural lighting. So probably won't be outside because it will be really bright and sunny, and you probably won't be able to see anything because the sun will be so bright. But I'll do a check-in like I have in the past, where I just open the blinds and you guys can see this without the soft boxes. You can see it with natural light hitting my face. So anyway, I will come back in about 4 hours for my midday check-in. All right, it is midday check-in time. It is 3:41, so I've had these products on now for about 5 hours. There are a few things that I noticed while I was taking a closer look here. Let's start off with the foundation. Around the mouth, you can see that it's accentuating my smile lines. Look, right here and right here. And up close, see that? It's like kind of separating in between my smile lines. I hate when foundations do that. This one's doing that. I don't like it at all. As far as whether it's keeping me matte, I don't believe so. I didn't mention earlier, I forgot to mention my skin type. I'm oily here along the T-zone, normal everywhere else. And as you can see, the skin along my forehead, it looks just a little bit shiny. Nothing too drastic, like I'm not too oily right now, but it's definitely not keeping me matte. As far as the concealer, not providing enough coverage, but we already knew that, right? But look at this. My fine lines are so like exaggerated with this concealer. My fine lines usually do not reach out to here or out to here. They're mainly just like right here and right here. But right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna blend these lines away a little bit. I'm just going in very, very lightly with my Deluxe Crease Brush from earlier in the day. I cleaned it off, and now I'm just using it to blend away those lines, or kind of like where the product has creased up. Just trying to blend that away. And then of course I'm gonna blend away here along my smile lines because I don't appreciate being called out. All right, so that took care of it, and now it's wearable again for the rest of the day. So I'll continue to wear these products for about another 3 hours or so to give it a full day. So I will see you guys back here between like 6:30 and 7 for my final check-in. All right, so I am back. It is finally the end of my day. It is currently, well, not the complete end, but I am ready to call this makeup done for the day. It is 6:32. I've had this on now all day long, 8 hours strong. And yeah, I feel like I can definitely give you guys my thoughts on these products. But before I do, I'm going to zoom you guys in one last time so that you can get a better look around my face after 8 hours of wearing everything. All right, so this is the current situation underneath the eyes. As you can see, not much coverage left over from this morning. Forehead is looking a little shiny for sure. So this definitely didn't keep me matte. Here's the left side of my face. Everything looks nice. The foundation stayed in place, didn't move around. I really can't even see through the foundation right now, and it's been 8 hours, so it held up really nicely. And I've got the exact same situation going on over here on the right side. Now around my mouth, as you can see, the product continued to like just settle into my fine lines, which is what creates the accentuated look here. And of course it wore off around my nose. All right, so let's go over everything, shall we? Let's start off with the primer. Pretty pricey. It is a pricey primer. You do get, you get less than an ounce, 0.84 fluid ounces worth of product in this. It's an almost $50 primer. And for the price, I just can't justify it. I can't justify it. It didn't really keep me matte. The website, the description on the website, it says that this is supposed to control shine without ever drying out the skin. But personally, I don't feel like it did here. It was supposed to help the foundation stay pretty shine free. And yeah, I don't feel like my forehead is shine free. It's not as oily as it can get, but then again, we are in the middle of winter, so it's not as hot and humid here as it can get. So there's that. I mean, I bought it, I'll use it, but I wouldn't necessarily be rushing out to get it. It's not life-changing by any means. All right, next, the foundation. I actually like it. I like the foundation. I don't love it though. I don't love the foundation, but I do like it. It's a nice foundation, full coverage for sure. Shade range is amazing, and the shade match is pretty spot on for me. So I appreciate that. It wears very lightweight, so I didn't feel like it was a heavy full coverage foundation on my face. Very lightweight. However, it doesn't really keep you matte, at least not in my opinion. I feel like I am a little shiny along the T-zone. And of course, I did not appreciate this foundation settling into my smile lines. It wore off of the nose, but honestly, all of my foundations tend to do that. So wasn't really too surprised about that. I didn't set this foundation with anything at the beginning of the day. So perhaps next time that I reach for it, when I'm looking for full coverage, I will set it here along the smile lines, and hopefully that will help with the settling into my smile lines problem. Overall, it's a nice full coverage foundation, and yeah, I will continue to wear this one, definitely. Now, last but not least, the concealer. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I mean, look, you can even see it right now. It continued to accentuate or actually elongate the fine lines that I have underneath my eyes, made them look a little bit worse. I don't feel like I'm getting much coverage now, 8 hours in. I mean, we didn't start off with a lot, right? But that's fine, not holding it against this product because it specifically states that it is a medium to buildable coverage concealer. So totally fine that we didn't start off with full coverage. I just wish that it would have stayed looking a little bit better throughout the day and that it wouldn't accentuate the fine lines that I have underneath the eyes. Nothing against fine lines because we all have them, but it just made them look a lot worse. So overall, I'm not a huge fan of the concealer. The primer is meh, but the foundation is pretty good. So that completes today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and for requesting this. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's product review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you guys. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.